back with the second card, and again we're kind of going with a Valentine's Day theme for the January card class, but of course this suite of products and these ideas can be used for any occasion. Today, or this particular card is again using products from the Love You Always suite, and especially from the Forever and Always bundle, which has these large words love and always, and also has those two words in dies and a kind of a layering piece that goes behind the dies. And then all these fun little words so you can put together all sorts of different sayings. Like on the inside I put love you so very much. And I know there's just love you. My mom and I, whenever we say goodbye, we always say love you, love you. So that's a favorite of ours. So let me grab a kit here and we'll start getting our card together here. Okay, so we've got our card base is Sahara Sand. And then we've got the beautiful, I think it's Love You Always Designer Series paper, and there's all different patterns. My sample used one of the ones with larger flowers. This is a kind of a more intricate design. Now there's several different ways you can put your card together, and you can also color these flowers if you want. So let me show you some that I colored. This one I colored with Stampin' Blends, and I used this kind of busy floral here, and all sorts of different colors of our Stampin' Blends, which are our alcohol markers. And that's kind of fun if you have some time and you just want to sit down and relax and do some coloring. And I enjoyed getting that one together. But if you're a little have a little less time and want to do something a little quicker, here's another fun way to add some color, and that's with our new blending brushes. So the brushes are just so much fun. We just came out with these in the new mini catalog, and they're just so soft. These are actual brushes, so they're very fine. They're kind of like makeup brushes. But you can just, let me grab this open, the Blushing Bride ink here. And just grab up some ink with your brush, and just lightly and then more heavily, just to give you an idea of how much color you have on there. And if you're coming from your scrap paper to your coloring paper, not get those round brush marks. Same with when you're using sponge daubers like this. If you start with your heavily inked dauber right in the center, you're going to get kind of a blotchy look. But if you're using sponge daubers, you'd want to kind of come in from your scrap paper and rub like that. And it's just kind of going to give you a little halo effect around your flowers. So we'll just do a few of these real quick. And then my sample here, I did some green on the leaves, and then I did some yellow around these other flowers. So I kind of liked how this one turned out, and I used the Always word, and I cut it out of the specialty paper. So you've got a little bit of shimmer there from the metallic specialty paper. So there's a few ways to color your paper. Of course, you can always use your watercolor pencils again, like we did before, and maybe a blender pen to blend it if you want. All the same ways we did the last card, you can use to add color to this, or just leave it black and white because it's very striking in black and white as well. So let me set that aside. And now what I did with my piece is I cut a little bit off the bottom. If you want to, you can just put it on the card like that. And I think you got a little tiny piece like this in there too, which was left over from cutting this off. So you could put that across like that just to give a little border there before you add your love. Or you could do what I did here and actually cut a little piece off and flip it around, so you have the two patterns on the card. Since I'm being lazy here, I think I will just put this on as it is. and then add my little piece across here rather than cut the bottom off. All right, so now I've got some little pieces in the bag here, so everything should be cut and ready to go for you. So you'll have an L. Does that remind you of anything? Anybody my age might recognize that L. And then your OVE here. Now I didn't go ahead and pop out all the little bits here, so grab your poker or take your pick tool and poke out all the extra little bits here that you don't need. And I've got my my sticky sponge and my silicone mat here, so I'm going to add a little glue there. On my sample, I got a little bit of glue on the outside of the metallic paper, and it doesn't look so good, so I'm going to try real hard to just add the tiniest little bit of glue with my sponge so that it will stick onto the outside little layering bubble there, or whatever you want to call it. So got my OVE. Now we'll do the Laverne's big L there and stick that on. Okay, I should have done the L first. So do your L first because my OVE is a little bit too low, but that's all right. All right, now we can put that on, and I put mine on with dimensionals to poke it up a little bit. And I just wanted to show you a couple more things before I do put that on. In the bundle, the Love You or Love Forever and Always bundle, not only are the letters there, but we've got these fun little pieces that will cut out some of the words. So another option here would be to put this across, love you very much, put that across. So maybe I'll do that just for fun. And I also gave you some little flowers here, so you can put those wherever you like. You can put those across kind of to make a little border there, or just scatter them around. And that was one of the die cuts that came along here, so I thought as long as I'm cutting out the one piece for you, I'd give you a few flowers. And you also have a few of the dots. When I did my dots, I just put a few around like this. Now these dots are really quite wide, so you'll want to protect them if you're going to mail a card with the dots. So sometimes I use the sewing stuff that you get in packing, or something, maybe a piece of cardstock that's been run through a embossing folder, just something to help cushion those dots, because when that runs through the post office machine, it's not going to be very happy with those. All right, so let me grab my dimensionals here, pop up my word, my love word, and we'll stick that on like that. I'm going to put my love you very much just underneath like that. And maybe I'll add a couple of those little flowers just to be different from my sample here. Add a couple flowers here on the edge. Okay, here we go. So there's the one I just made, and there's my sample. So they're kind of different, but just gives you an idea of some of the variations you can do with this project. So, hey, you know what? Go ahead and post your projects when you make them. I'd love to see them, especially if they're different than mine, because it helps give other people ideas too. So feel free to post your projects, and I guess that means we're done with the favorite layout card, and I'm going to sign off now and get ready for the last card. See you in a couple minutes.